Okay, so I'm doing this live stream in this group, and if this is posted somewhere else, you need to get into High Performance Female, because sometimes I do live streams in there that are private, but also specifically for my favorite people in the world. So if you want to be one of my favorite people in the entire world, then get in there. Okay, or get in here. So today, I told you guys last night I'm going to be talking about all things debt. Okay, so all things debt, and a sneak peek into what's going on in terms of like how I work with clients about getting out of debt. Is that a pimple developing right now? And so how does this all work? How does this all work? So the first thing that I identify, and I'm not flicking anybody off, sorry. The first thing that I identify is how much debt are they in and what's their financial situation. So this also applies to my methodology that I use in my coaching programs, when I work with clients, when I do pretty much anything, okay? So with debt comes a understanding of what's going on with them overall. So like, they're in debt, what kind of debt? What's the situation? Are they married? Are they divorced? What is going on, okay? And so what I do is I try to not focus on the debt, believe it or not. I note it, but I try not to focus on it. Because if that's what they want to do, there's a very tricky little thing. I've got a little pimple right there, and it's annoying the shit out of me. When I travel, I tend to get like pimples, and it's like annoying. But I try not to focus on it because most likely they're focused on it. And if they want to get out of it, they need to make sure that they're not focused on it. Because if you're focused on debt, you're probably most likely going to create more debt. What you focus on grows. It is a very standard, typical, ready for me to put my war paint on, guys? It is a very standard, typical, hey Ann Strout, how are you? Hey Jen. It's a very standard, typical type of thing. So it's like, if you want to get out of debt, you have to take the focus off debt. So I'm going to move over into the Molly Sapp Live My Business page, and I might even do some stuff on my Instagram. So if you're not on my Instagram, go to Molly Sapp Live on my Instagram, and yeah. See, there's like a little thing right there. So you want to make sure that you're not focused on the debt. I had a client who I helped get out of $100,000 in debt in less than a year. I think it was less than a year. And she kept saying over and 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 over again the word debt. And I was just like, stop focusing on the debt. Stop focusing on the goddamn debt. Stop focusing on the 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 fucking debt. Because if you do focus on the debt, you're going to create more debt, and or you're going to keep your sales low, and you're basically taking a watering hose and doing this with your amounts of debt. Okay? So do you want to do that? Do you want to do that? Hey Monica. Hey Lisa. Hey Liz. Do you want to do that? Answer that question. So if you're focused on debt, and I'm going to go into on the business page, Molly Sapp Live later today around 1:30 Central Time, what to do if you are saying that you want to make money in order to pay off debt while you are killing your sales. Killing your sales. Killing your sales, killing your sales, killing your sales, killing your sales, killing your sales. Not yourselves, but you are kind of killing yourselves, but in a metaphorical type of way, figuratively, whatever you want to call it. You have to stop thinking about the fucking debt. Now, why is that? Because if you're so fucking focused on the debt, what does that mean? What is debt? Money you owe. Money that you owe that you can't come up with, that you were like, you made the wrong decision, you couldn't make money at the time, you didn't have the money, therefore you have to be paying it off. So you're in a fucked up situation around money, and then you're giving so much goddamn focus to it, and you're wondering why you can't get out of debt. What the fuck? Mean it with love. Mean it with massive, massive love. And here's the thing. Debt is an addiction. Debt can be an addiction. There's an addiction, and debt is never really about debt. Debt is about shame, guilt, and punishment. It's about victimmentality. I've talked about this before, yeah. I have talked about this before. But I feel like we all need a refresher. And there are some new people in here, and there are some people who didn't hear it the last time. And we need to hear this over and over and over again. Okay? So if you actually want to stop doing this, and you actually want to get out of debt, you need to think of a different kind of thing to think about besides this way about debt. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to the business page after I get my makeup on. So let's see how fast I can get my makeup on. So in terms of making money, and by the way, my money boot camp starts August 15th, and it is the last time that I'm going to be running it in this way. So therefore, if you want to get into the, if you want this opportunity, I'm never going to be running this boot camp. I'm going to be running the boot camp, but I'm not going to be running it in this way, okay? So, because everybody wants to hear about money. Now what I'm going to do is, I think, I'm going to put some stuff about debt in there as well. There's already stuff about debt, but this is going to be like a whole different ballgame. Oh, what was I going to say? So debt, okay? Debt. Debt. So when we talk about debt, you have to be very, very careful about it. So what I want you to do, guys, is I want you to write an internal monologue about how you think about debt. What is the story that you got going on about debt? Why are you thinking this way? What is so horrible about debt? Why do you think it's so terrible? Why are you so damn, like, needing to pay off debt? And there are going to be a ton of people who are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the thing about it is that it's not the amount of debt that you have, it's the way that you handle the debt. I did a live stream for my coaching certification girls, and I said, in terms of running a business, guys, you have got to, and I say this with love, you have to toughen the fuck up around business. You have to toughen the fuck up about the way that you think about money. You have to toughen the fuck up. Otherwise, you're going to be fucked around money. Plain and simple. Money boot camp. You want to get out of this shit, and you want like extra special attention from me at the price that I'm offering it at, you need to get in this thing, and you need to get into it quickly. This is like the only time that I'm going to be offering 2 group calls a week where you can get one-on-one attention from me and a one-on-one call for $2,000. This is going to be in a totally different dynamic, in a totally different way, and if you want the basics of money manifestation, then you need to get into this, and you need to get into it now. Now, with all that being said, I'm trying to think of, because I want to split this all up into different pieces because this is really important. But the understanding that you need to get with this live stream is you have got to stop thinking about the fucking debt. And here's the thing about mindset. You can say that you're not thinking about the debt, but subconsciously you're thinking about the debt. So you can be in a space of, oh, I'm not really going to give that any attention, but it's in the back of your mind and you're giving it a ton of attention. How do you bring it to the place where you aren't giving it attention? You have to understand the way that you're thinking about it in the back of your mind. That's what mindset is work. This is why doing mindset work, this is why doing a money boot camp, this is why working with someone who's helped people get out of a lot of fucking debt. This is why it's important to work with someone like this, because they can help you get out of this cycle. I've had a client who's been in debt, gotten out of debt, been in debt, gotten out of debt, been in debt, gotten out of debt, and she's currently out of debt, and she's been out of debt for like a couple of years. And I have another client right now who's got out of like $50,000 to $60,000 in debt, and she's working with me specifically for the fact that she doesn't want to stay in debt, and she knows that unless she keeps her head straight around debt, she's going to keep going into debt. And the thing is you might be like, well, if I want to get out of debt, I need to stop spending money. No. You need to stop getting that shame in your head and stop fucking yourself royally, because your head is what's fucking you up and keeping you in debt. It's not the money, it's the debt. Got it? And if you don't get this, you're going to miss everything. You're going to miss like what I'm saying to you. You're going to miss gold. And by the time that I'm done with this, this content this week, you're going to be able to pull yourself out of debt. But the thing is that, no, I'm not going to say that. The thing is that you have to understand that this is a really addictive cycle. It's not about the fucking debt. It is not about the fucking debt. I'm going to repeat that. It is not about the fucking debt. And when you actually get that on a deep level, you can start to deal with actually what's going on. Because you're going to stay in this process, and what also happens when you're in debt, it slows down your money. It slows down your money. It can stop your money. And if you're thinking, oh, well, if I buy Molly's Money Boot Camp, then I'm going to go into more debt, and I'm going to go into more debt, and I'm going to go into more debt. Well, keep telling yourself that, and you're going to go into more debt regardless of whether you invest with me or not. And how well has that been working for you, not investing in shit? How well has that worked for you? And the thing about it is, if you're one of those, Katrina has said, hey Katrina, how are you? Katrina has said she doesn't really give that much attention to the debt. If you're on this live stream and you're watching this shit, you better be like, you better face facts that you actually are giving it attention, and it is actually bothering you, and it is actually like bringing you shame, guilt, and punishment. And more importantly, it's killing your fucking sales. Mean it with love. But like, I'm about to get really real. I haven't been real about shit. No, I've been real about shit. I haven't like laid down the law, like, you know, whipping out my whip in terms of my live streams in a while. And it's about damn time that I do. Because people like what I say when I actually bring it to the table. And the thing is, guys, this is also very important. If you aren't giving it that much attention and you're constantly going into debt, you need to address that too, because all of these types of personalities, that's what I'm going to talk about later today on my business page, is different types of characters of people who are in debt. You got all different types of characters, and what does that mean? This is going to be a powerful fucking live stream. I'm going to do it on my business page. For some reason, I wanted to do this here because, well, I wanted to put my makeup on. And I wasn't so comfortable putting makeup on my live business page, if I'm being totally honest. Oh shit. Like, because I do shit like that. Fuck. But there's different types of characters in terms of being in debt. And the thing is that it takes different types of mindset work for each different type of character. Now, am I gonna go into all those specifics in free shit? No, because the truth of the matter is that if you are in debt, then you need to stop fucking worrying about spending money, and you need to, I don't want to say you need to spend money, you need to invest in something that's actually going to help you get out of debt. And the thing is that if you've been spending money, it's not going to help you to get into a place where, okay, I'm going to stop spending. Because I can guarantee you, all of you who've been in debt are like, no, I'm going to stop spending, and it slows down the fucking money flow and makes shit even worse. So I'm going to talk about that on, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday, okay? I have so much just to say about debt, it is ridiculous. And it annoys the shit out of me. I'm also going to cover how I helped a woman get out of $100,000 in debt in less than a year. I've helped more than a few people get out of debt in a very short period of time. I've helped one girl who's been a serial chick who's been in and out, in debt, out of debt, in debt, out of debt, in debt, out of debt as well. Morning. I love hot tubs. Okay, so with that being said, you have to stop fucking thinking about the goddamn debt. Plain and simple. And the thing is that, and when I say you have to stop listening to the goddamn debt and thinking about the goddamn debt, that means you need to stop giving it so much fucking power. And if you're not doing shit that you want to be doing because you're going into debt, it's a different fucking story. But you also need to stop doing things that aren't going to give you the kind of return that you need to get your head out of your fucking ass about debt. Mean it with massive love. So if you're having to choose between getting a business coach or a mindset coach, well, congratulations, that business coach is not going to help you get out of debt. And that business coach, if your head is fucked up around money and you're in debt because you haven't made any fucking money, or you're constantly in debt and you're not paying off your debt, and you're worried about like going into more debt, congratulations, you're probably going to go into more debt, and you may as well get something that's actually going to help you pull yourself out of debt. You know it as well as I do. And the thing is also, is that you're probably resisting getting help around your mindset around debt because you want to stay in your bullshit around debt because it's fucking addictive. And if you actually pulled your head out of your ass and stopped feeling so fucked up around debt, then the shame and the guilt and the punishment would leave your system, and then you wouldn't have the debt anymore, and you're so used to having the guilt, shame, and punishment around yourself, so the debt has manifested. And I'm going to talk about that later. I've seen people actually come out of debt because they actually pulled their head out of their ass and actually did the mindset work and got aligned, and poof, boom, it disappeared. The debt, if you have debt, it is a great, 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 great asset to you. It is a great, great asset because it's one of the most powerful ways for you to pull yourself out of bondage around your finances. Believe it or not, it is the easiest and the most powerful way if you know how to use your mindset to do so. But the thing about it is that your mindset has to be in a really powerful place. And the thing about it is it is the hardest to deal with your mindset. So I'm going to say that again. If you get your head straight around pulling yourself out of debt, then it is the easiest way to increase your income to a level that is astounding you. AKA the chick who couldn't bring her income over 5-figure months and was in debt upon debt upon debt upon debt upon debt upon debt upon debt. She is now making, she had a $20,000 cash month in less than a year, and she's no longer in debt. I had another example of a chick who was in $100,000 in debt and she wasn't making any money. And as soon as she stopped, did the mindset work around getting out of debt, she not only started making close to $1 million, but she also got out of a lot of debt. Pretty much, yeah, she was debt free actually. She was pissed off that she had to pay off that debt, but she's also very aware that she could very easily go back into debt. And what we're doing is we're doing work to make sure she stays out of debt. Now, again, the thing about debt is, and if you don't get this and you're like, no, I need to stop spending money, I need to stop spending money, I need to stop spending money. Wake the fuck up. Mean it with massive love, but how well has that helped you? It probably hasn't helped you because you wouldn't be watching this fucking live stream if it did. Plain and simple. Now, you can go by Dave Ramsey and all these other people, Susie Orman or whatever, and maybe that shit works for you, but you got back into debt and you're like in debt, out of debt, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that shit doesn't work, but if your head's fucked up in terms of needing the shame, needing the guilt, needing the punishment, well then congratulations, you're going to be in and out of debt, or you're going to stay in debt And the truth of the matter is you don't even understand what that shame, guilt, and punishment is doing to your ability to manifest the kind of worth, the kind of things that you want in your life. And the thing about it is that you think that you need to stop paying, doing fun things and investing in things because you're in so much debt, and that's fucking bullshit. Actually, you need to get yourself to a point, you're thinking that you're, swimming and you can't get out of debt, and you're worried about debt, or you're spending all this money and you can't stop it from happening, and you're like, money is not coming in the way that you want to. Hello? Money isn't coming in the way that you want it to because you're focused on the debt and you've got this fucked up thing going on in your head about having to have debt. Plain and simple. So stop the bullshit. Invest in things that are going to increase your income. And the number one thing that's going to increase your income is getting your head straight. And if you think about it, watch any fucking sales movie. I dare you to watch any sales movie this week. Watch Boiler Room. Watch Wolf of Wall Street. Watch any fucking movie about sales. Tommy Boy. Anytime they go to make sales, their head has to be right. Now, they don't go into all the fucking mindset work that they need to do in order to make sales, but until your head's right, you're going to be fucked around sales. Plain and simple. Sales bring in money. Period. The end. And if you look at the way that in which you've been in debt, well, maybe you're on the verge of getting exactly what it is that you need in order to change your life and become the most abundant person, the most wealthy person that you can possibly imagine. Because you're afraid of investing in exactly what you need to invest to pull yourself out of debt. And you might not want to because you want to stay in debt because you like beating yourself up, you like shaming yourself, and you like being in financial drama and bullshit. So with that being said, I'm going to hop off. I have a coaching call right now. And yeah, okay, bye.